Hey, what's up, not just developers? Welcome back to another live stream during my daily live stream during this December. Today, we're going to continue working on a language learning application, a peer-to-peer app that would allow users to get on a call and exchange experience and talk with each other to better learn the language that they are learning. I'm doing this challenge as part of Not Just Hack, which is our online hackathon for mobile developers. The hackathon is happening from December 1st to December 31st, and there is still time for you to participate as well. All you have to do is build an application, launch it to the market, and you have a chance to win one of the prizes that we have prepared for you. The first place is going to be a MacBook Pro M4, the second one Mac Mini M4, and we have 5 places with cash prizes. More information about the hackathon itself you can find at notjust.dev. While there, make sure to sign up to receive all the important information. My personal plan during this month, during this hackathon, is to build and launch 4 applications in 4 weeks. You don't have to build 4, you have to build just 1. I wanted to challenge myself and take it a step further and to build an app a week. And to document everything here on YouTube by showing you all the ups and downs. Now we are at the second application. The first one I already built and launched it on the market. You can also find those videos on the channel. And now I'm building the second one. For the second one, I decided to take it a step to the next level to build quite a challenging application, a peer-to-peer language learning app. So let's see in a second. I'm going to share with you some progress and the plan for today, because today we might or might not get into some AI features, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe to the channel, not to miss our daily live streams. And throughout the year, we have a lot of project-based tutorials where you can learn and advance as a React Native and Expo developer. Speaking about advancing as a React Native and mastering React Native and Expo, we just launched the React Native Mastery, which is the course I've been working on for the last year. And I tried to teach you the stack that is used by the most popular applications out there using React Native, Expo, Expo Router, TypeScript, Zustand, and a lot of other modern tools that makes it, that goes into building these production grade applications. The course is split into 7 different projects, so everything is very hands-on, and we already have more than 150 students. And if you want to learn more about that, go to notjust.dev/React Native Mastery. And for this December, we have also some discounts, and you're gonna see them on web page. But now back to the hackathon. I'd like to say hello everyone who is joining us live. How are you doing, guys? Let me go ahead here and see what we currently have. So far we have the basic things for the application, like the technical parts or the most challenging parts are done, such as being able to create an account, sign in with Apple, set the language that you are learning, for example, here in your profile. And then after that is done, you go ahead and start a practice session, which will join you in a queue where we are trying to matchmake and find you a partner who you can practice with. The problem now that there is no one in that queue, so I can go in a test call with me. This is a video call. It's working like when you have a partner, like you can all talk together in a video or audio call, whatever you prefer. You can manage everything here. And previous time I also added some conversation starters in order to make the conversation more dynamic, like not to make it awkward. So I added here at the top a way to have like a question or a prompt to start the conversation. And this prompt is going to synchronize to your partner as well. So both of you are going to look at the same question and maybe start the conversation. This is just the logic of the feature. Like you can add a lot more conversation starters or maybe games and things like that to make this learning experience and practicing way more fun when you get on such a call. Hey, Daniel, thank you very much. Hello, Ali. Hello, Pedro. Hello, Zeron. But and here is the challenging part that you see here, like with video calling, with audio calling, and we also have a chatting, the chatting functionalities. All of this is actually powered by GetStream, because without GetStream, it would be so much complicated to build these experiences from scratch. Building chatting experience with all the features that a modern chat application needs it would take you years, and you wouldn't even be able to build like everything that a chat application needs. And if we talk about video and audio calling, that's also like super complex to build it from scratch, taking into consideration everything that goes into video calling and audio calling. So that's why for this project I reached out to Stream, and they were kind enough to sponsor this project and make it possible. So if you're building chatting or video audio calling applications, make sure to check out Stream. Like, they have a really great developer experience and makes it easy to build this kind of complex features. So maybe I can show you how we can join on a call, but I think we saw that previous days. Let me open it on my phone as well, so that we can have someone in that queue to practice with. Where is the chat? Hello, chat. Oh, here it is. Are you going to make the conversation starters in different languages? The thing is, like, let's talk about the situation of this project. So my goal with these 4 applications that I'm going to build in December was not to build just some kind of proof of concepts or some kind of projects that would end up in my trash bin. My goal was to actually build products that I would publish and I would try to monetize them in the following months. I also talked with previous days. I talked with Adam. You can see the interview there, and Adam has built a portfolio of mobile apps that is doing more than 60K a month currently, and these are all kind of small applications that are specifically targeted to optimize for upsearch, so that when someone searches something on the App Store, the applications ranks high. And yeah, they are in specific niches that are not too popular, but you can easily rank in the top applications. So I was learning a lot from what I was talking with Adam and what I was researching. And the goal was to also build these kind of applications that would be easy to build in 1 week. You can build, you can launch, and then you can forget about them. And they would provide value long way into the future and would be easy to rank on App Store. I even set up some goals for myself, like if I go into the Notion guide. In the first video, I had my plan is to build simple application that solve a specific problem and can be monetized through in-app subscriptions. So I wanted to build small applications and solve a specific problem, and I wanted to avoid applications specifically require a critical mass of users, such as social media application and marketplaces. This problem, applications that require critical mass, I felt this problem multiple times on my own skin in the previous startups, because for some reason my previous startups were all applications that needed a critical mass. And what does that mean? That means that without enough users using your application, the application is useless. Think about a social media application. We use Facebook because all our friends are on Facebook. If none of our friends would be on Facebook, we would not use Facebook. This is what means, like, you need a critical mass of people for the application to have value. And the more people you have in the application, the more value it will bring. And the challenge here is, you need a lot of marketing to get this critical mass. You need to promote it heavily. You need to invest a lot in marketing to get to the critical mass and to build. And when we look at this language learning application, the way I envisioned it, like the idea is great. Like I really love it, and I feel that there is a need of these kind of applications. An app that would help people get practice by speaking. I've been learning Spanish for 3 years with Duolingo, and it's not effective because I lack the practice. I like talking with people. So an application like this, I think, has a lot of potential. The problem, the challenge is how to market this kind of application and how to solve a critical mass problem. Because if I launch it right now, the application, and I improve, I add a lot of features, it's really great, but there is not a lot of users. Maybe 100 users downloads the application. If you're gonna press start practice at a random time in the day, the probability that at that time someone else presses start practice is going to be low. So most probably you're gonna see this screen searching, and you're not gonna find like a partner. So this is going to be the problem. Like even though the application might be really good, without enough users, it's not going to provide a lot of value. You're not gonna be able to experience it. You're not gonna be able to take value out of it. So that was the problem that was going through my mind like during previous days, and it's tough for me to find a way to solve it like from a marketing perspective. Like how should I change this application to be able to publish it and to let it on the market there, and knowing that it's going to provide value to the users. If you have some ideas, please let me know. I'm still figuring that out. I know that some applications that needed critical mass, they started with building a utility-first application, and the utility-first application brings or gives value to the users through the utility, like it solves a problem, and that problem, by solving that problem, you build a critical mass, and then it switches to this like network and stuff like that. For example, Instagram, before it was a social media, when we launched it was an application to add filters to your photos. And only through that filters that were providing value, it later got to a point where it had enough users to create a network out of it. So it's either I find a way to add like this utility here that would allow a user to get value from the application, even if he's the only one using the application. That's the goal. Like I'm gonna go back here. I'll put build this. The app is valuable, even if only one user uses it. So this is another rule that I'm going to try to stick to. I need the application to be valuable, to provide value, even if only one user uses it. And the way the application is right now, it's not gonna happen. So what's the idea here? HA developer. For my application, I'm thinking of making unique stamps, images for coffee shops. I'm thinking of generating this on demand with AI. I have no experience with this. Any ideas? No idea in terms of how to implement that, or what exactly? Do you know like what kind of keywords you're going to target? So speaking about the application I am building, I'm thinking that I'm not going to be able to submit or publish it the way it is right now. So again, there are two solutions. Either I find a way to provide some value with this language learning application in solo mode, like without having like a lot of users, or I pivot, or I take a loss. I say like, okay, this application, we learn something from it because not all applications are going to be submitted. So we take the loss, we learn from it, and we move on and try to find ideas that would follow the rules that I set for myself. And by the way, these are not the rules that we are imposing like in Hackathon and so on. These are pure rules for myself to keep me accountable on what I'm building and what I'm investing time in. So an idea that came to my mind was maybe we could take advantage of some AI and allow people to learn a language by chatting with an AI, by talking with an AI agent, right? That would solve this problem of not needing a critical mass, because if you have an AI, even if one user uses the application, he's going to be able to take value if you build it and if the application is valuable. So I'm thinking of trying to integrate AI in our application in a chat-like application, not necessarily video or audio calling, but mostly for chatting. Let's see what we can accomplish today with this AI and figure out like if we are going to be able to build a proof of concept, an MVP, a complete MVP that we might be able to submit to the store. If not, we will learn a lot, and I already have some other ideas where I could use this AI chatting in. But for that, you're gonna have to subscribe to the channel and to follow me for the next ideas, because I already have a list of some really good ideas. Some of them super weird, and some of them but interesting, like with a lot of potential. So that's why today, in this live stream, my goal is going to be to integrate an AI agent in a chatting interface in my application, so I can talk with it with the goal of learning a language. I can chat. Maybe I'm going to give him instructions to act like as a teacher or as a friend that helps with language exchange, and we're going to talk. Maybe it's going to give me feedback. It's going to ask me questions, and so on. But the goal is to try to learn this technical part of integrating AI in a chatting application. So that's what we're gonna do. Voice to chat to the AI. Voice to chat, that might be something interesting as well. Initially, that might be audio messages, like you send an audio message, and to practice talking. Because maybe, for example, for me, maybe you're not writing very well, but you can talk some words and AI can understand that. So maybe we could do something voice to chat and chat to, or text to voice and voice to text. For the AI chat in your application, could you use voice input in the learning language so that you are still speaking out loud to the AI? Also, maybe a chat mode button that only works 3 times before paid. That's a good idea. Let me try. I will steal your idea and I'll put it somewhere here in the language learning. And this is what pivoting is called. Pivoting. So let's do call out. Problem. Peer-to-peer video or peer-to-peer calls needs a critical mass. Idea: add AI to allow users to learn a language without the need of other users. In a way, yeah. And here there is an idea from HA developer. So thank you. Did you explore Tandem app? No, I actually didn't. I think I have it here, right? But I didn't give it a try, to be honest. On my application, I actually had a chatting somewhere, but I lost it because I lost the chatting for some reason. I no longer have it. So maybe I'm going to have, or maybe here, chat, protected chat. Oh yeah, protected chat. Let me add it to the tabs. So if I reload, it's going to appear as a tab at the bottom. Chat, the last one. So here it has a list of rooms, and then we're going to create a room and let the user enter, and then the AI agent to enter as well. Cheat mode, like translate to your spoken language. Yeah, I'm gonna add these ideas here as well. For now, like we need to figure out like how to actually do it properly. So in the chat here, channel, it doesn't have a channel. Let's try to do use effect. I want to join a channel just to have something there. So from stream chat, products, chat and messaging, docs, React Native, is there, I lost the expo. Creating a channel. So I think I need this kind of channel. The client we can take using const client equal use chat context, and I think we can destructure client here. So after that we do wait channel.watch. I don't need this one, so I'm going to do it without a wait. So now if I go to chat, it's going to join a chat and hopefully it's going to add it here. Will it? Channel list. Let's see if it throws any errors. Failed with user with role user not allowed to perform action return scope messaging. Maybe not messaging, or let's do here ABC. Mobin is asking, anyone here publish their application via billing for the hackathon? And I'm also interested. Query channels failed with error. One channel match your query but cannot be returned because you do not have access. Did you forget to include members in? Yeah, I need to do members. I need to do a filter to only allow members with my user inside. So I'm going to do something like this. Const filters members in, and here should be the user ID. Members, what Why is it wrong? And this user ID will come from const user equal use of and user.id. So I can take this filter and put it here to say, give me only display the channels in this list, only the ones that I am a member of. If I go here, come on, still doesn't work. What's up with this reanimated issue? And it appeared like with a new architecture, right? Should we try to do this at the layout level or somewhere? Application layout. Strict false. Chat. Member expect array of elements of type string. User. Oh, sorry. User. Like this. What's wrong with me today? So how about sending your first message to a friend? There is no chats here. Aren't we inside here? Let's check here. Channel ID. This is the best approach if you already have some sort of object in your database that the channel is. For a list of members. Where only one channel for members you specified exists. So you cannot add members for channels created this way. Yeah. So if I add members here, now I need. But can I give an ID and then also do members? Okay, now if I added the members as well to add me as a member of a channel, I see it here and I can go back. And I can start talking. Hello. Perfect. Are you using the cursor paid version? Yeah, I think so. But I probably didn't set it up correctly because where I'm not using it enough, not taking a lot of value, to be honest, at this moment. Okay, so we have a channel. Now the goal is going to be to connect an AI agent to this channel. So give me a second, I'm gonna bring some water and we continue with the fun part of adding an AI agent to a channel. Hello, I'm back. I hope that you teach us how we can learn database like Supabase and Firebase in React Native and API. I use Supabase in a lot of my projects. You can see on the channel, for example, the best one is if you go to our channel and find that pizza application, which is like an 8-hour video. That one teaches you both like React Native and Supabase and things like that. And now what I want to do is I found this blog on Stream documentation explaining how we can build an AI assistant with React Native and Stream. So this tutorial will demonstrate how easy it is to build an AI assistant with Stream React Native Chat SDK. It uses OpenAI and Anthropic for the large language models providers, but we can add any. And the result that we're gonna get out of this is going to be a chat that we can start an AI agent. We can send messages and it's going to send us answers. And if we make and train this chat to actually be like a teacher, that would be fun. So let's try to follow this guide and see where we get with it. And then we're going to be able to adjust things. So the minimum version of Stream Chat SDK 5.44. Let's see in our case. I think it should be even higher. Stream Chat Expo, it's 5.44.1. So that's good. That's exactly what I needed here. I'm not sure why it says that it doesn't support React Native new architecture, because I read that it supports and we saw that it supports. And for some reason, they are using React Native Community CLI while we are using Expo. So we'll see. So first they created the React Native project. They added Stream Chat React Native while I'm using Stream Chat Expo, which is kind of the same, but the Expo one is specifically for Expo. The required dependencies, I think we should have all of them. React Native FS. We'll see like if we were missing something. Then we have a setting up a channel list. We have this one. We have a channel screen. Yeah, all good here. Message list, message input. Yeah, pretty basic, and we have everything as it is here. Use chat clients. This is a way to set up a client. Use chat client. Yeah. Up context. This is a way to share which channel we are currently on. For us, we implemented this basically in the same screen. We can improve this later. And that's it. So the front end, we have everything ready as they do. The next step is the backend. And I think if I'm going to look at the other, so Stream Chat SDK, Stream Chat AI, I'll show you another documentation for this whole process, because here we have a diagram of how everything is going to happen. So from the application that our customer is going to use, he is going to join the channel. We had that already, but at the same time, he is going to start an agent on the backend server. Starting an agent, what it's going to do is going to initialize the agent as a user. The user is going to join that channel and is going to wait for new messages. And that agent, whenever he gets a new message, it's going to interact with LLM service, for example, with OpenAI or Anthropic, and is going to send that message back to the channel. Now the customer application will update and receive that message. So that's how things will happen. For that, we need this custom backend server that is going to be responsible for creating and storing these AI agents. So before adding AI feature to our application, let's set up our notjust backend. The backend will expose two methods for starting and stopping an AI agent for a particular channel. If the agent is started, it listens to all new messages and sends them to OpenAI. It provides the results by sending a message and updating its text. We use Anthropic API and the new Assistant API from OpenAI in this sample. We also have an example of function calling, where you can call a function with the AI. By default, Anthropic is selected, but we can pass OpenAI as the platform parameter in the start AI agent request if we want to use OpenAI. The sample also supports sending different states of typing indicator, for example, thinking, checking external sources, and so on. That's cool, like that would be so fun. To run the server locally, what we need is to clone this repository. So let's go ahead and clone this repository, because the backend, we're not going to have to create it. Maybe we're going to have to adjust it, but the backend is provided by Stream. So what I'm going to do, should I pull it here? Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be too much. So let's just open a terminal. And let's do cd projects, paths, and not just hack. And here we have two projects. For the peer-to-peer language, that's the actual project. So I'm going to go ahead and clone the backend, the AI assistant node.js from getstream. I'm gonna clone it here. And let's open it with cursor. And it's called your local location. Yeah, I should have. Let's move your local location to your local. I'm gonna rename your local location to AI assistant or AI chat stream chat agent. Isn't it like this? ls. Okay, now it's good. Let's open it with cursor, AI stream chat agent. So here we have it. And in the source, we're gonna see, like I already looked a little bit through this. It's really nicely created. It has mainly two endpoints, this API. One of them is /start AI agent. And what this is doing, it's basically starting an AI agent and joining it to a channel, because every AI agent is created and joined in a server. And then there is the stop AI agent, which is going to stop that AI agent, no longer listening to your messages. So let's go ahead and open a terminal and do npm start here. Oh no, npm install. You can also have different buttons: act as a native speaker, act as a shopkeeper in a country, act as a language teacher, and then the initial chat message to the AI as this prompt. That's actually very good. you could get like a random situation to talk with a random person. In that case, it would be nice with voice messages as well, right? Yeah. And a person would start different conversation with different people, and maybe some of them will actually send a message like to remind him like, hey, let's practice. So next we need to set up our .env file. We need a env file. Here is an example. I'm going to copy paste it and leave just .env. It needs stream API key, stream secret, Anthropic API key, OpenAI, and OpenWeather. For the OpenWeather, I'm going to ignore. Anthropic, I think I'm going to ignore for a second because I don't think I have an account there, but I have an account on OpenAI, and we have information from stream. So I'm going to not share the screen for a second to set up my keys. I'm going to start with stream by going to my chat messaging. Here I have a key. And here I should have a secret. Good. And I will do the same for OpenAI. OpenAI. I have an account there. But I don't know how to log in. How do you log in OpenAI? OpenAI dashboard. Hey, come on, log in. Yep. So for the API, I'm gonna go there and do what? In the dashboard, I should have API keys. I'm gonna create a new API key called just. I'm gonna use the same, yeah. Okay, I got my API key from OpenAI. I will put it in my .env. And for Anthropic and OpenWeather, I'm gonna skip for now. Let me see if everything is hidden, hopefully. All right, so back to, this is the example. Back to the documentation. So after adding the env, you can find, yeah, here is more information. You can create one in Anthropic, and alternatively, we can also get an OpenAPI key from OpenAI. The example also uses function calling from OpenAI, which allows us to call OK for the OpenWeather, but I don't have it. Next, we need to install the dependencies using npm install. I did that. After the setup is done, we can run the sample from the root with the following command, npm start. So let's go ahead and do npm start here in the backend. It doesn't want to work because what? I don't know. Is it because of notjust version? Module not found. But npm install, everything good, right? Cannot find module dist. Oh, I need to build it? If you look into package.json, yeah, I need to build it. It doesn't say here to build, but it's looking for this. So let's do npm build, npm run build. We should have the dist folder. Now we should do npm start. It also has with dev. So server is listening to this one here, to localhost 3000. Okay. Now let's go back to our application and write some utility code to help us interact with a newly spawned backend. To do this, we'll introduce two more files, http api.ts for posting and http requests. Let's see. I'm not gonna try to reinvent the wheel, so I'm gonna go back in my, where is cursor? Back in my mobile application. And here in the source, I'm going to add a folder HTTP with two files. One of them was api.ts. So let's do api.ts. And the api.ts has these functions it's helper functions to post a request. And that's it. Doesn't it have a get? No, it's just post. So we send a URL, we send data, and it's going to use the fetch with the proper headers, with stringifying with JSON, with handling the request response and so on. Nothing crazy, but it's a utility that makes it easier to work and send a post request. And now another file called requests.ts, which is going to be the next one here, which actually has two specific functions. One called start AI, and I would actually love to add the body because without the brackets, like it's much simpler to see, but with the brackets, it's more clear that, hey, this is a function body. And we receive a channel ID and we send it to our localhost 3000 to the start AI agent when we want to start an AI agent for a specific channel, and stop AI agent as well, stop AI agent. Okay. The code above should make initiating HTTP requests to your server much easier. Indeed, it will. Now implement AI resolution resolver. Oh my God, what's that? All good so far? Is it interesting? What do I have to replace with? Just API, okay. We have covered the interaction with the backend and will now switch our focus to building the UI. We want to let the SDK know how we resolve AI messages. Since the AI backend is currently set up to return the custom field AI generated together with our message, we will check for that. So if we look into the backend source, I'm gonna look for AI generated field. And as I understand, besides the message, for example, OpenAI here, when it gets the message from OpenAI, it does this channel, send message. It sends the text, and it's besides the text, it also adds AI generated true, so that for a specific message, we will know like, hey, this is AI generated. It's not coming from a user. So that's good. And based on this, what we are going to do is message I generated on the chat component we created earlier. So the chat component we created earlier has this is message AI generated. This is a function that will look at a message and should return true or false to let stream chat know how to handle them, how to display them. So that means that in our React Native application, where we initialize the chat, I think it's in the components, stream, chat client, we have here chat, we have a client, and here we have something is AI message. We're gonna get the message, and in this case it looks at the text if it starts with AI, but we're gonna do that like this, wherever it has the field if a message has a field AI generated and if it is true by double negation, then stream chat will know that, hey, that is an AI generated message. I'm not sure yet like why chat needs to know if it's generated or not, but maybe for later to be able to customize to be able to customize how it looks or how it performs. Now our SDK is aware of an AI generated message and we can proceed further. Nice. Creating a typing indicator. With all the configuration code out of the way, let's start building the UI and add some code to handle the AI typing indicator. I'm not sure if that's the first step, but we need to do. Maybe I just want to see some AI messages and then do this. This comes as an out-of-the-box component with some default UI that you can use called AI typing indicator. For the sake of this guy, let's put it right above our message list component. That's good that it's okay. It's out of a box, so I don't need to do anything. That's what I like. I'm not gonna complain about that. I'm gonna go into the chat screen where we are here. And we're gonna put it right below the message list as AI typing indicator view, which comes from Expo. From Stream Chat Expo, not from Expo. Now, there is nothing here. Perfect. This will ensure a typing indicator appears whenever the AI state is set to thinking or generating. If we wish to create our own custom interpretation of this indicator, we can easily do so by using the use AI state hook available in the SDK. It can be invoked as follow AI state, and we use AI state pass the channel. It's gonna tell us if it's thinking or generating, and we can build UIs based on that. I think that's cool if we want to really customize it and do it our way. But for basic, for out of the box experience, like it's great that everything is built for us. And we will always return the current AI state. Based on this, we can craft our custom solution. Okay, here is an example how that might look. I'm not gonna do that, but it's just an example of having the text. Add UI for handling the AI. Now that we've created the UI components, let's extend stream chat. I don't think here it should be Swift UI SDK. But it should be React Native, but we're gonna see, to include these AI capabilities. The rendering of the message in typewriter-like animation comes ingrained in the SDK for messages that have their AI-generated properties set to true already. So what does that mean? That means that if a message is AI-generated, it's going to show as typing animation. Okay, it's out of the box. It's supposed to be. It will fully support Markdown as well. The component that controls this is called streaming message view, and it's overridden by the channel component. It works as a wrapper around message text container, which implements the typewriter animation. And it's also configured on the speed of animation through letter interval and rendering letter count. We're gonna look into that later, like to understand what that means. It also comes with a hook called use streaming message, which provides us with the state of a typewriter animation out of a box in the event that we want to completely implement our own UI. To use the streaming message view, we don't need to do anything. If we wish to override this behavior on the other hand, we might want to do something like this. So we don't need to do anything, but if you want to do something else, you can extend it and use the streaming message view. And send it to the channel as streaming message view like this. Okay. For example, getting rid of a typewriter behavior and treat it as a normal one. Okay. Let's leave it as it is, and some additional UI, however, let's add a button that would allow us to activate or deactivate the chatbot in a given channel. To do this, we'll first introduce another utility hook called usewatchers.ts. Let's copy this one. Which is responsible for getting the most up-to-date list of channel watchers. That's not ringing a lot of bell for me, but we're gonna see what and how it works maybe a bit later. Let's open up and maybe in a utility, let's do watchers.ts and add here this code. Or how did we should have called it use watchers.ts. Let's call it like this. We're gonna see a bit later like what are these. Probably like subscriptions to watch a channel. One user watching start and so on. Yeah. When we call the watch a channel, then like we subscribe here and it's going to notify this one. Next, we can add the view that displays the button positioned in the top right corner above our message list. Control AI button. This is a button that will stop or start the AI. Let's add it into component stream called control AI button.tsx and add this one here. So what it does, it needs a lot of things that it would be nice to have them here imported as well, but we're gonna do that together. So channel type, it imported a lot, the AI imported a lot, but not channel type. Channel type. I don't know where to import channel type from. I'll do any. And text from React Native here. And as you can see, it calls this stop AI that is coming from our request to the server and start AI depending on whether we press the button or not, and adds it to the watchers. Last step is to take this button and add it to the other components, such as message list. After message list, we have control AI button and we send via the channel. So in the chat, after the message list, we do this one that we just implemented. Maybe we're gonna give it the same name here. Let's import it. Come on. Control AI button. I need to do export. Let's do export default function. And I'm going to do it as a function like this. Now in the chat, I can easily import it from our source. And I need the channel, which, yeah, it's actually, we have it in the state. AI typing it here. Now the button looks for our definition of a chatbot, in this case a watcher beginning with AI bot. So the button looks for our definition of chatbot, in this case a watcher beginning with a string AI bot, and updates its UI while allowing us to send the correct HTTP request we defined earlier. It will allow our users to enable the AI only whenever needed and keep it disabled otherwise. Let's give it a try. I still want to go through that watchers thing to see how it works, but if I go here into the channel, I have at the top start AI. Now if I do hello there, nothing is gonna happen. But if I do start AI, now it moves to stop AI, and I can say, how do you say hello friend in Spanish? If I send, what's happening? For some reason it didn't clean the message, but let's see. Is anything happening? I'm gonna look here. We see, yeah, we see a problem because by default it will try to use Anthropic. It will try to use Anthropic, but in the index, we're gonna see that we should also be able to send the platform as OpenAI. Let me check platform, create agent platform, OpenAI. So let's send platform OpenAI to use the OpenAI thing. And we can send it from our React Native in the HTTP API where requests. Here, besides channel ID, let's also send platform OpenAI. And I hope that is going to, do I also do here in the stop? I don't think we need that. So let's try to reload. If I go here, who are you? If I send, I need to first start the AI, but my backend is not running. So going back to the backend, let's start it. And let's do, how do you say hello friend in Spanish? I don't see any logs here, but it didn't start. So let's press start AI first. Failed to start AI agent, incorrect API key provided as key project. You can find your API key at, so something with my OpenAI API key. Give me a second. I'm going to hide my screen to double check my AI key. Why is that not working? I need to do create. Probably have to delete the previous one and create a new one. What's the problem? It was working fine. Something didn't work again. Failed to start AI agent. Incorrect API key provided. Failed to start AI agent. For one, incorrect API key provided. I'm wondering, you can find. Let's debug it together, because the problem is here we are doing start agent. And we are calling create agent with the platform. Let's do console. I need to see the platform. User AI bot connected successfully. Oh, whoa. Run build. Start AI. Creating an agent, OpenAI. If platform. Hello, Panlor. How are you doing? Creating OpenAI agent. So it's correct. Like it's creating the OpenAI agent, client and channel. And OpenAI agent is extending AI agent. And what is doing in the constructor or maybe in the init, it takes the OpenAI API key. And here it's not saying this. So that means that the problem is not this one. But it's saying incorrect API key provided. Incorrect API key provided. Let me just double check if it's referring to the correct one. And I don't think it is. Or maybe it is. It's not. No, it's not. So I think it's not loading. It's not loading properly the environment variables. It's definitely not the same as I have here. Why it's not loading the environment? Where is it taking it from? Source index. I think it just doesn't read the .env file. And I'm going to look. So what I'm trying right now is in start, when I start the distribution, I try to specify that, hey, take the environment from this .env file. Now I'm going to stop it, start it again, and I'm going to try to connect to the API again. Still not correct. What if I do it in dev mode? npm run dev using the .env file. Start. Still no. But why? Because in env, that's not the API key I'm providing. I think there is one that is overriding this one that I have for some reason. OpenAI. One second. Let me try to think about something in .env. Test equal I did a test environment equal to equal, and I'll just want to do console log process.test. It's there. If I do console log OpenAI API key, it's also there, and it's the correct one. But when I do start, wait a second. No. I'm lost. Yeah, it's not from there. I think I know. I just pasted it 2 times. Give me 1 second. It was just a long key that I pasted 2 times instead of overriding. My bad. So copy, done, back here, and replace. No, it's not working. Okay, look what I'm going to do. I think I have it somewhere globally on my machine, so that's why what's the problem. I'm just gonna change the name from OpenAI API key to something else for now, and I'm going to do that here as well. Underscore test. And now it should work. So let's try npm run dev. From here, we're gonna start an AI agent, connected, created successfully, and now we can ask him, how do you say I am a potato head in Spanish? Okay, it's thinking. In Spanish, I'm a potato head is translated as soy una cabeza de papa. All right. Give me a list of 10 most used words in Spanish with their translation and a small example in a table format. Or maybe without the example, but let's see, but maybe not. Let's try. So it's supposed the messages are supposed to also support tables. So let's see what they're gonna be. Sure, here is a list of, where is it? Commonly used Spanish words and their translation. The example. Nice. So here we have the 30 common words. Oh my God, we have it. And that's, guys, how we can add it. And at any point in time, we can do stop AI. And now we can chat, hello, still there. And it should stop this connection from our backend, from our server. Vadim, we already saw you speaking Spanish, but maybe you could finally try Hindi this time. I'm not sure I can do that. Maybe we can style the words in code differently to highlight them. Yep. That's cool. So we have a functionality. We have a basic structure. Now we're gonna have to think like, how can we make an actual application out of it? And now my hopes are back high. Now I see the value in an application like this, especially if we train this AI to be really nice. Because let's say that it's going to have like a personality. For example, I'm going to write it out here, or maybe in the agent, for example, for OpenAI agent, we can say instruction. Let's give here the instructions. You are a helpful language learning assistant. Let's role play situation at the shop. Learning assistant, language learning assistant, helping a person that knows English to learn Spanish. And let's say role play a situation. Come on. At the shop. Something like that. It's not the best, but let's see what's going to do. I think it's going to, let's do npm run dev. Let's go back here, start the AI, and say hello or hola. Hola, hola, ¿cómo puedo ayudarte hoy a aprender español? Necesito patatas. Parece que quieres comprar patatas. Aquí tienes una frase que podrías usar en una tienda para... Hola, ¿tienen patatas? How is it gonna handle like if we switch the language? Not that I didn't understand the message, no. Okay, it's not very good actually. So I need to properly give instructions here at the top. And I can do here like. So yes, we have it. Can it generate images? I'm just gonna try. I don't know. I don't think it can. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué what? React Native versus Expo. Expo. Flutter or React Native? React Native. So what's happening here with the image? I created an image to depict the situation at the shop, created an image to depict the situation at the shop. However, a customer is asking for potatoes. However, it seems there is an issue displaying it directly here. I save and share the image with you instead. One moment, please. I've created an image depicting the scenario at the shop. You can view or download it using the link below. Let me know if there is anything else I can do. So if I press view image, what happens? I don't know. I cannot. But anyway, I think that's already good. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a short break and we come back to see what is the plan for us. Text images. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, so that's really cool. This chat client on message new. So I'm gonna look a bit more for this code for our backend. So for example, OpenAI agent. API, OpenAI key. So it creates an OpenAI instance and an assistant. And threads. Oh, so with these threads, we are storing the history of messages, right? I believe so. And we subscribe like when a new message in the client, in the chat client appears, we're gonna handle the message. This OpenAI. So if a message that we receive is an AI generated, we're not going to answer again. So we saw like when it adds a message, it's not going to respond to it. Es más rápido en React Native ahora, sí. Es super fast. Message equal message text. This OpenAI threads message create. OpenAI ID. So it adds a message to that thread that it created before. Message, await this channel send message. What it does, await this channel, it sends the message to in the channel. Why is it like this? Text. Oh, because I think it will start streaming it. So initially it sends like this. Then it sends a custom event, AI indicator update, AI state thinking. It starts sending the thinking. And then it's going to stream. And then handler, OpenAI response handler. Where is it coming from? Okay, somewhere here. It's everything here. Handler run, handler push, handler. So what's this OpenAI response handler message text chunk counter? There is a way to stop the generation. We didn't add it yet, but maybe we can add it later. Okay. Kind of makes sense what's happening here. What's happening with Anthropic? I'll try that one as well to see if it's better. But yeah, that's not the point. I think the next step is going to be like if I go here, let me do git add git commit -m AI chat. I'm gonna push. Okay. And what are we going to actually work on? Because I think we can we can actually manage maybe to deploy, but tomorrow is the last day of this project. So maybe we can manage to actually deploy something in terms of AI and language learning. But what would be the MVP? Let's do here MVP after pivot. A user can chat with an AI language learning assistant. I think it's partly done. Different channels or assistants with for different scenarios. So let's make it easier to do that. First of all, I think that the chat channel should have its own place, right? So for that, instead of having in the tabs here chat, both the channel list and the channel itself, I would have to extract it from here. And the way we're gonna do that is through a context called channel state.tsx. And here, let's go ahead and add, maybe with C, like add a React context that will store the currently active channel and export two things: the provider component with the state and the use channel state hook. Let's see what it's going to do. Channel and set channel, create context undefined. Yeah, let's try to do that. Channel state provider. We can do that. So somewhere at the application layout level, maybe not layout, maybe in the protected chat client. Now, inside the tabs chat, I'm going to do the following. Const channel set channel. I don't think I need channel here. I just need set channel. I'll delete this state altogether. Maybe now. There is not going to be any back button. And instead of this channel, yeah, we're not gonna have it. However, we're gonna move it in probably protected channel, or let's do channel index.tsx, and here export default function channel, not like this. It's going to get the channel from use channel state, or how is it called? Use channel context? No. And it's going to render it like this. Come on, where is it coming from? Channel screen. And here, we're not gonna have it. We're just gonna have the list. So let's try it now. If I go to the chat, if I click here, we're not redirected anywhere, but hopefully it's going to be set there. So what I need to do here in the on select, or we can do here channel, set channel, but besides that, I also want to redirect. So router.push/channel. So if I go back, if I press to the use channel hook was called outside the channel context. Huh? What? Because why? Because why? Protected. Have channel state provider. Have this channel. No, not this one. No. It's use channel state. So boom, yes, now it's better. Boom, then there. So here in the channel, I think we can also add a safe area view from React Native safe area view with edges only bottom to make sure that we have space there. For class name, I can do bg white. Yeah, to have a background white as well. Perfect. So yeah, I can, now it's a bit better. Profile, learning, speaking. All right. Now I think this is going to be my home screen in the tabs. Do I need even the tabs? The tabs, chat. in the index. Let's comment this out and say old index and make chat index.tsx. This will mean that now in the layout here we have index and we have profile. So in the index is chat and profile is profile. Let's go ahead and give them some icons. Tab bar icon. Let's see what the AI will do. Accept material community icons. Chats. Okay. I think I really like it, but it's good. You are using Tailwind CSS. Yes, I'm using Tailwind CSS through native wind on native. Profile, chats, profile, learning, speaking, and here are the chats. Cool. Bam, 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 bam. Is with Expo? Yes, this is with Expo. Okie dokie. And I think for a second, for now, I'm actually going to go to the layout and think I'm going to comment out the video client altogether. Status. Reload. Boom. Nice. Been suffering without setting up native wind. Yeah, native wind is really cool. Now I think we need to properly add the channel that we are joining, right? Let me think. In the tabs, index. What we have here is we are just joining a channel like this. this is going to work. Ba-da-ba-bam-bam. Okay, maybe before I leave this page, I need to do this. The button looks for to add the stop message streaming. So what's going to happen? The button, where is it? Let's see. Don't see where is, okay. Component, I did that. The button looks for our definition of chatbot. In this case, a watcher beginning with a string AI bot. Is that part of my components stream? Control AI bot. So what it does is it looks through watchers, some AI bot, use watchers. What are watchers? Oh, watchers are people or users that are watching a channel. So an AI bot is a watcher. So we are looking here, watchers. We are setting their ID. Watching start. Set watchers. Yeah, so you start listening and it fetches like who are people that are watching this channel. So even if I reload, but there is still an AI bot listening to that, it's going to know that it's enabled. And on the backend, when we create these agents, or maybe in the index here, when we do start agent, it creates a user ID that starts with AI bot. So this is how he knows that there is a person with a ID starting with AI bot that is watching this channel. Do you have an authentication tutorial with Expo Router? I've covered it part of a lot of our videos. Even like this project, I covered like some authentication, like not necessarily full-fledged, but it has. Application. Chat. I'm thinking about like how to automate this stop and start, right? Because maybe we need to start it when we get on that channel and stop it when we leave. Give me a second, I'm gonna be back in a moment. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So what I'm thinking, that is still like maybe not perfectly working. I think is the in the index here. When we go to the index for a channel list, we are kind of auto generating this channel like this. Don't even think we need to watch. Channel. This is a type. This is the ID, and this is the members, and this is the name. I'm thinking that we need to generate them like somehow dynamically with a dynamic ID based on the user ID, right? For example, I think we can do channel. Can I do here dot watch? I think so, and I don't need this one. So we're going to create a messaging with the ID. Let's do const default channels equal. It's going to be an array of where we are gonna have kind of ID is going to be onboarding, and the title is going to be hello world. I don't know, something like that. Then we're gonna have another one for ID. I know, a channel that is going to be dedicated to learning words. And another one, shop at the shop. Maybe we don't need all of them initially, but let's see. So for each, I need to do, it wouldn't be channel ID, it would be, I think, like this. But first I want user ID, then dash channel ID. So it's going to include both user and the ID of a channel. Channel title, and here user ID. If no user, return. Maybe can add user here. Come on. User. So as you can see, it created these channels. Learning new words, hello, at the shop, and so on. So if I go into the hello world and I start a chat agent here, hello there, it's going to start thinking. But on my physical device, I'm using another account, and there I'm going to test to make sure that each user has its own channel, like they are not conflicting with each other. Hola. Como hola. Why is it? While we're still here, I'm gonna go into the channel index, and I think here we have a title of a channel, maybe. What's wrong? Up tabs index. Tabs index. What did I do here? Reload. Hello world. Hello world. Learn new words. So I have this default channel. So git add, git commit -m default channels. Now these default channels, another thing is, okay, I think when I join a channel, I should automatically start the AI. And when I leave it, I probably need to stop it, I believe. So in the application authentication, no, protected channel index, we can do here use layout effect inside. We're gonna do use call back if channel. No, I don't need that. What we're going to do is I need to start the AI, similar to how we are doing this in the button components stream control AI button. Is AI on or not? That's a good point. Is AI on? Set is AI on. So we need the is AI one on this channel. We need these watchers as well. We need the use effect and the on press. But on press is going to be a bit different. Oh, I want to start automatically the AI when we join a server. So watcher set is A1. Watchers loading. What's up with loading? Use layout. channel ID. Start AI. Start AI. Use callback. Well, I need to do if. This loading is also very important for me. So if loading return, because we don't know yet if it's on or not. However, after loading, if return, after loading, we can look at these guys. If is AI1 start AI channel ID. And return if AI is 1. Maybe it's just gonna have to stop it and that's it. So let's see. If I come to my backend as well to see what's happening, if I go to hello world, nothing is happening. It's the AI started. If I go back, I don't know. If I come here, it started. If I go back, hopefully it stopped. Agent, creating AI agent. Does it stop? That's the question. Start, and does it stop? Start AI agent, stop. Vadim, do you use Docker for your development project? I'm just curious. Sometimes, like quite rarely. For example, I use Docker to run Supabase. So this is creating. Why is it stopping? Stopping. Creating AI agent, user creating. Stopping and stopping. Hello. 。  . 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。
。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。
。 . 。 No, for some reason it, or no, it's stopping, creating and stopping and stopping. Stopping. Stopping AI agent. Another thing is that it will automatically stop if the inactivity tempo is set to 8 hours. Should be cleaned up at some point. Inactivity threshold. Return, use callback. Where did select which language the AI would respond to? I didn't actually send it yet, so we have it here in the profile, the learning and speaking, and we're gonna do that in a second. But now I'm thinking like, shouldn't call stop AI if it's not on. Return watchers. Stop it. Maybe to stop it only if it's on. Because I didn't like. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna open one, creating and stopping. Why are you stopping it? And when I go back, it's called again stopping. I believe it's because we get here like multiple times. Sometimes channel is changed, sometimes watchers, sometimes loading. Where there are no watchers, return. Hello, creating AI agent, user AI bot onboarding connected, creating and stopping. It's coming from here, right? There is no other place where it's coming from. It seems to work, but I don't feel that it's correct. Like something is going on there that I don't really like. Watchers is one. this will re-trigger it. Maybe I should work with a previous value they had there. So hello world, creating, and it's stopping. So if I go here, look how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it calls the function. And 2 times it does the cleanup. So I'm fighting here. Let's see. Reload. Clean. If I go here, I want to see one. If I go here, nothing is happening. Start AI 2 times for some reason. If I go back, oh, but I need to do that in the return. It's not even starting. Why is that happening to me? Stop, start. Nice. Stop AI. Maybe it's from the previous screen. I think I'm going to leave the button because I'm going crazy with starting and stopping the AI. Think, Vadim, think how to do it. Should I just do it here? Use. Okay, so if I go here. Going crazy. Why it's not there at all? Control AI button. I think I lack oxygen because what am I doing wrong here? Like, why don't I see these logs? Give me powers. Now unable to resolve. Because we capital I and how it was working before. Okay, we have mounted, we have rendered, we have unmounted, we have mounted, and we have unmounted. I think that's a good place to maybe toggle it. But at the same time, like, we're not gonna be sure if we have all of this information. Has that? What did they write there? What's gonna happen if I start the same channel multiple times? I don't think it's gonna be bad because on the backend we can handle that. Let's try this. Stop AI channel ID. So at any channel, if I join, it's going to be started automatically. If I leave, hopefully it's going to stop it. And if I join back, it started. Yes. So I'm gonna leave it like this, and from index, I'm going to get rid of everything here. So there is still going to be a button, but with this use effect, it will automatically start the AI when we join there and will stop it when we leave. And if we don't want for this to be an actual button, we can render it as a text, like whether the AI is working or not. But for now, like, it's kind of debugging mode, like we can see it, and if something is wrong, like we can stop it. And if I look here, we should see, like, when I join, creating AI, creating open agent, and joined. If I go back, stopping AI agent. If I go here, it's creating it. If I go back, it's stopping it. If I go here, it's creating it. If I go back, it's stopping it. Okay. The thing is that after it stops, hello. When it's stopping the AI agent, that user is leaving the channel. So that's why we do not see here the labels. Now we're gonna probably think about this a bit later. Because creating one, if I look in the index in the backend, starting an AI agent, means adding the user, creating the user, and then channel ID update, and then adding the member. So creating the agent and then adding it to as a member. And let's see when we leave what happens. When we stop user ID, AI agent. It's called dispose AI agent. So why does it remove the member from there? What happens if we don't remove a member from there and only dispose the AI agent and let the AI agent be as a member there but not listen to messages? What's going to happen then? Will it cause any problems? I don't think it should, because in this case I'll still keep a user in the chat room, but he's not going to be live. He's not going to be active. I mean, the agent, not the user. So if I go here, it creates with this ID, AI bot onboarding. So it starts with AI bot, then it has the channel ID. I go back. It's going to stop that agent, but it's not going to remove it from the chat. And if I go back here, it's not crashing because I can say hello. Hola, ¿cómo puedo ayudarte hoy a aprender español? I can come back, can reload, and I think it should also save the initials, hello world. Can come here. And as you can see, it's the same user with the same ID. And everything is good because it calls their function. When creating the user and adding it here, it's not going to add it as duplicate, hopefully. But I can look. I can go into the chat, into the usage or explorer, channels, and I have here some of them. Maybe which one I'm looking at. With BDE at the end. BDE, which stands for onboarding members. Now we have AI bot, only one. And we're not removing him when we leave. It's still there. Cool. So that's good. I updated a little bit the server code to not remove a user when we dispose the AI agent. Keep the AI agent as the member of the channel. Okay. And I think now the next question is, like, when we create these agents, is to properly tell them like what language I'm learning, so that they can adjust, and what role do they have. So give me 1 second, I'm gonna bring some water and we continue. Hello. So let's have some chocolate. What's up with my camera? Hello. Okay, better. Okay, let's think about another step. How do we take information about what languages the user is learning and what languages he is speaking, and use that information for the model itself? Here in the agent, help me build a good instruction for an OpenAI agent that will be used in a chat application with the goal to help a person learn a language. Let's use ChatGPT to help us create the instructions. That's a lot of data. So do I just take this and give it to OpenAI as instructions? Should I give this as a text in the instructions field of OpenAI? Act as It's so much. Should we also inject some variables in this prompt? Prefer learning style, recent topics, engagement modes, conversation, vocabulary, grammar, games, dynamic, create a user form. Let's simplify this for only name, target language, native language, and what else? Proficiency level. And where do I give the values for these values? How do I provide the values for these variables? Oh, okay. So, okay, I got it. So, this is what I need. Here is simplified version. Give me the final just the instruction text I need to send to OpenAI. I feel it's too much here. Okay, let's try with this one. So at the top in the instructions, let's use this one here. Say, hey, this is going to be the instructions. We need username. We need target language. We need native language, and so on. So that is going to be OpenAI agent. For example, let's try this here. So I don't know, I'm going to have const data equal to username John, target language Spanish, native language, proficiency level beginner. So I'm going to do here, this is dynamic from data user, data target, and so on and so forth. AI was pretty good with that. And now if I reload and go here in the hello world, hello there. So my name is John, and let's see what. Is it using these ones? Oh, I need to restart, right? npm run dev. Now it should probably. Hola, John. Hola, John. Why is it 2 times? I think it's because how it's handling the streaming, maybe. ¿Cómo estás? Are you ready to practice some Spanish today? Let me know if there is anything specific you'd like to work on. I want to learn new words. Excelente. Let's start with some basic vocabulary. I'll introduce you a few common categories of words. If you want more words or a different category, just let me know. Colors, red, what? Oh, colors. Rojo, azul, verde. Let's practice this. Yeah, there is something wrong with that, the bug for streaming, like it duplicates the first chunk for some reason. El carro es rojo. Try to make a sentence using one of these words in Spanish. If you need help, I'm here. Try to make a sentence using one of these words. Azul. Mis ojos son azules. Come on, azules. Muy bien. Your sentence, mis ojos son azules, translates to my eyes are blue. That's a great use of a color azules. Keep practicing sentences like this to get more comfortable with Spanish. If you want to practice more, try something different. Just let me know. More. Or let's do a different activity. I like how it's turning up. Like, it's nice. Dialogue practice. I write a simple conversation in Spanish and provide the translation. You can try to respond or continue the conversation. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, how are you? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? También estoy bien. ¿Te gustan los animales? Sí, me gustan los perros. ¿Tienes The keyboard, yeah, like I think. Man, it's looking nice. But what's more interesting, like it's engaging. Like, wow, I didn't expect that. And I'm thinking that maybe I don't even need a lot of chats. Maybe I need just one chat. And to make it simple. And when you open the application, you just have a chat. Maybe you have an icon here for the profile to change the target and so on. But one second, we need to actually send this data. So sending the data, how are we gonna do this? Private user data. User data. It's going to be of type user data, something like that. User data. I don't know where to define the type yet. Let's do any. And in the constructor, one second. So I'm gonna start it from index here. When we start an AI agent in the request body, besides all of this, we're also going to receive user data, which is going to be initialized with this if there is nothing. And let's go ahead and do console log channel ID and user data. Now I can take this user data from here back in my React Native application, and I'm going to go in the application, in the HTTP request, start AI. Here we need channel ID and user data in form any. And we're gonna send it like this. Now when we start the AI, when we call this start AI, and that should happen in, I think here we don't need it, so I will remove. But here, control AI button, wait, start AI. Yeah, start AI. So here we need the user data. So start AI. I'll paste here what? Not this one. I will paste here this thing. Data. Or let's call it user data. Now I'll say Vadim. And what I expect to see is, if I reload my backend, and if I reload here, if I start something here, we see username Vadim. So we send from the front end, from the application here, the variables. Now from here, from this index, the user data should go channel AI agent serving, okay, channel add member, create agent for user ID, platform, channel type, channel ID, and I think user data here at the end. or we do it in init? I don't think so. Let's see. What's this create agent? Create agent is a function in the agent that will receive this one, and it has client stream chat token connect user channel platform OpenAI client and channel and user data, probably there as well in Anthropic. Now from OpenAI we get here user data. We probably it's going to automatically set it. So it doesn't have to be here. And instead of working with data, equal this dot user data, right? I believe so. So now let's give it a try. Like it should, I'll restart the backend and it should address to me to Vadim. No, because Anthropic was not adjusted as well. So in the Anthropic where we have here Anthropic agent, Anthropic, we're gonna have user data. Cool. Now it works. If I go and reload, go here and say hello. Now it should not tell me John but Vadim, because that's what I told him. Hello, hola Vadim. And if from my front end I'm going to change here user data from target language, not Spanish, but I know Romanian. So let's try this one. If I'm going to do that and start again, hello, what's gonna be the answer? Is it gonna be in Romanian? Salut, cum te pot ajuta să înveți română? Perfect, amazing. Now, finally, this user data should be taken from to do get the username somewhere. But English and Romanian, I think it's good because we know that information from somewhere. So in protected tabs, profile, index, we have there this data fetch profile. I'll put it somewhere, I don't know, profiles.ts, and I'll add here fetch profile. Let's do export const fetch profile. Here I'm going to import it. I'm gonna copy this this one here back in my somewhere here. I need the use of, I need use query. And as in profile, Here we have language map. Target language, native language. So I can replace these ones here. And this one as well should be set somewhere. So now if I'm gonna go to my profile and say I'm learning German, I'm speaking Somali, and if I go hello, it should run for me in Somali probably. Yes. And if I go back and say, hey, I'm actually learning Spanish and I'm speaking English. If I go back here and say hello again. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Listo para aprender un poco más de español? Perfect. Amazing. So I have here git add, git commit, send dynamic data to the AI agent. You know what I'm thinking? To give away the channel list altogether, to make the application even simpler, to make the application a simple chat room. I think that would allow me to launch it even sooner because it's just one chat room. Maybe later we can add like some other stuff, but for now it's just going to be one chat room. So what would that change? In the protected layout, I'm just gonna have in protected I'm just gonna move this index from channel here, delete, move, index. It says use channel state. So if I reload, I expect the index to be the home screen. No, it's still with tabs because in the layout, I have tabs here at the top. But I'm not gonna have any tabs actually. Maybe later I'm going to have, but now why is it first? Why is not index? off, but here, oh, I'm redirecting directly to tabs. Can read disconnected of undefined. Probably here I need to do if channel return null for a second. And I think I will simply join a default channel here. So in on our channel tabs index, here I had like some default channels.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Client channel. Look what I'm going to do in this state. I'm going to do use effect. And when it initializes, I'm going to do join default channel. We're gonna call this function here, join default channel, and inside we are going to do like this. But for that we need the user and we need the client. Use chat context, and from here we're gonna take the client. So let's do here user, and if user return. Now this is going to be const channel equal to this. AI is messing with me. Channel is equal to client.channel. Then I'm going to do await channel.watch and then set channel. So default name give it a name. Main. I'm gonna add the user ID here. Default channel watch and set channel with default channel. Okay, so it created the channel main. And if we restart, it's going to do this. And here I can talk. Hello. Hi, how are you? But does he know my name? What is my name? You can also pass some parameters with this to eventually have different scenarios. Scenario cards. Can you use your find a practice page from before and just say start chatting when navigate to the default channel page? I'm thinking to simplify it as much as possible. So I think I'm gonna add onboarding screens, and after onboarding, yes, your name is Vadim. What language are we learning? What I wanted to say is that I'm going to have simple onboarding screens, and after that you just jump right into here and start chatting. Maybe later we can go ahead and add like more screens, but for now, like my goal is to make it simple, make it easy to use, right? We are learning English. How would yeah, there is this small bug of the first fix. First chunk for the streamed message displayed twice. So just a practice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to have the profile pages also outside the tabs. So profile is going to be outside the tabs, and in the tabs for profile we have what? Title and icon. Okay. And in the layout, I'm gonna say, hey, the index is going to have options. I'm gonna add in the header right, add icon with link to profile. Accept. And if I press, I'm redirected there. Not sure why it's tabs. We're gonna figure it out in a second. Router push / profile. So protected profile. In tabs, we shouldn't have anything related to profile anymore. Look, I'm not going to lose anything if I just take the index, which has this channel list, maybe move it to protected with rename it to channels, move it to protected, and remove tabs altogether. I want to simplify things. I think I can easily remove a practice as well, but it has a lot of logic for video calling, so I don't know. But anyway, our layout, chat client, channel list, status provider, stack and stack screen. Now router push / profile. Tabs. Why does it have tabs at the top? File index or layout. Profile, and for the options, header shown false. And if I go here, let's try to stop the server, start it again, reload, or run it on iOS. If I go here, okay. But I'm hiding that layout in the profile. Profile. Maybe here in the index can do false. Main, boom, profile, learning language, speaking, back to main. Okay, I think that's good. And here I'm gonna do options, title, profile. Okay, so if I reload, it's gonna be initializing, and here we have the main chat client. If I go here and say I am learning Spanish speaking English, what are we learning? It should not be Russian. We are learning Spanish. Nice. So this is pretty cool because it simplifies git status, git add, git commit -m, simplify the app and keep just the chat screen as the home page. Okie dokie. You know what the question is? The question is, we used Supabase for things like practices and so on, for authentication and so on, for authentication, yeah. But now our application is using a custom backend built with Node.js. I'm gonna have to think like where to host this backend for it to work. But the question is like now we have kind of two backends, like one on Supabase for some data about the user profile and so on, and another one that is our AI agents. Maybe that's not a big problem. Yeah, like if it's not very nice. I'm not very happy with this because this is like a small application that I don't know what's going to happen with it. But if it grows, like it's nice to have them separated. Like one is specifically related to AI agents and another one is for the user data, for profiles and so on. Like maybe later we can add like some streaks and things like that. I was thinking, yeah, now to work a little bit on the onboarding. To have some onboarding screens. Where is it? In this one. Some onboarding screens where we can, like before we join the application, we can set at least the learning and the speaking language. The name of a user and so on, right? So let's go ahead and here in the application, let's do the new folder and let's call it onboarding. The onboarding part is going to start with index.tsx. So in the index, add a welcome screen for a new user, which will be the first screen in the onboarding flow. Accept. What if actually this onboarding screen is going to be the first screen you see? So it's going to be either instead of protected to onboarding. So if I reload, come on, if I go here and reload, nice. Let's get you started with language learning. I already have an account. It's going to redirect me to, okay, there. And the off. If I already have an account, it's going to be redirected there. Otherwise, it's going to be get started. It's going to go to /languages. Let's ask learning language.tsx. Build the first screen of the onboarding flow where we will ask the user the language he is learning. Use the, how's it called? Language list. Use the language list to render languages. Accept. Let's see if I go here and say learning language, and if I do get started, nothing happens. If I go back and say get started, what language do you want to learn? Select the language you want to learn. And when I select, I go to the next page with some parameters as well. I think I will do the same for speaking language. What language? So if I go get started, English, Spanish. Give me a second, I'm gonna be back in a moment. In a moment. Okay, so I have a speaking language here. I need the personal details, like the name of a person. So name.tsx. So from speaking language, we're gonna go to onboarding name. Add the screen that will collect the user name in the onboarding flow. So let's see. Okay. And like my authenticate, like I'm thinking, should authentication be part of onboarding? Like it's either two ways. It's either you first authenticate the user and then in the onboarding you update already the user, or first you onboard him, you get the information, and only at the end you let him like create his account. Maybe onboarding. It's different because it's either like we have it onboarding. This index will go in the actual index here. Off provider. What's happening in the off provider session? How do I manage everything here? Let's think about it. Have off, but at the same time off provider is not gonna return anything while it's still loading. So after rendering the children, which is going to be here, which is going to be including the index here, we already will know if he is authenticated or not. So, right? I think so. So here we can check if he's not authenticated, we're going to redirect him to somewhere. I don't know exactly where. For example, to off. Otherwise, I'm going to render what I have here in this index. So this is going to be the home screen, the initial onboarding part of my application. No, it's the other way. If he's authenticated, I will redirect him to protected. So yeah, if I'm authenticated, I'm not even gonna see that page. I'm gonna go directly here. However, if I'm not, if I will sign out and if I will reload, I'll see this welcome screen, which is the index here. So from here, yeah, here I can just do the off from the index, like this Apple authentication, and then go to the onboarding part. Oh boy. So I'm going to, let's extract this to a component apple sign in.tsx, and I'm going to put most of the things from our current authentication here, with except like I'm not gonna have handle sign in, handle sign out. I don't think it's gonna have a view around it. It's just going to be this one, like this. Or return null. Okay, now I can take this Apple sign in, and I think I can render it on my home screen. Application, index. Instead of these two buttons, I can render Apple sign in from our components. Be full. Button style, sign in black, style width, output 100%. Height, do I need to specify the height? Height 50. Yeah, I think that's good. So if I press this button, I get to log in. And if I do, give me just 1 second. I am redirected to this main screen. I'm gonna go ahead and do sign out. Because what happens in the protected, if I do sign out, I do redirect to off. I don't think I'm going to have it off for now. I think it's going to be mostly onboarding. But yeah, let's reload. What happened there? I think the screen updated, is authenticated, and we should check if the user is onboarded or not. If is authenticated, how do we know if he's onboarded or not? We can check if is authenticated. How to do it better? User. How to do it easier? Maybe, I think I have here npm package is SQLite. Yep. So I can import storage from SQLite. From SQLite, and I can do here. If storage onboarded completed, then go to protected. Otherwise, let's go to onboarding. Storage. I think it's get item, get item. Where is get item sync? If onboarding completed, go to protected, otherwise to onboarding. So now if I'm going to sign in, I expect to be redirected to the onboarding screens. Yes, I am. So I see the onboarding index. Okay, this is no longer going to be like have an account, because we already know you don't have an account. It's going to have a easy like initial screen, maybe adding some things there that we do get started. In the learning language, when we select, let's add the pressable. Can I do a button here better? Because I have a custom button with title. What was the title? Get started. And with that on press. And if I go back, get started. Okay. And I want to do the same. Maybe not like this even. So I want to do the same in the learning language at the end. Continue, get started. Here, similar to how I have it in my, where was that? In my protected profile, select learning language, how I have here this mutate, I have to do the same in the learning language. So use mutation. I also need user. I also need Supabase profile, update learning language, and client invalidate queries. And the client is going to come from const client use query client. I'm going to I will also query the actual data about the user, similar to how I did it in this index. Data profile. In the onboarding. And I will do the following. In the list, let's add here selected language, and let's add some ways to highlight it. If selected language is equal to item.code, then we're gonna do background purple 600. It's too much, but let's try it out. Now I'm going to send here the selected language from the profile. Now if I go here, we see that the selected language is German. If I change to Spanish, What it should do is, instead of doing push, it should do mutate with language. Like this. So if I come back and do Spanish, I don't know what happened. French. Why are you going back? Reload. Because I need to go back only here. Oh, it has this router.back, which I don't need here. So get started, French. I can move to German, or what language are you learning? Spanish. Let's do purple 100, 200, 300. Or maybe emerald. For some reason I liked emerald. 200. 300 was good. So German. Get started. German. If I do continue, I'm going to the second learning, to the other part. And I need to do the same things there as well. So in the onboarding, similar to how I have learning language, I do in speaking language. So I first need to define these things at the top, at the speaking language. In the select, I just need to do mutate language. And at the bottom, I need a view with a button. Continue, and the button will go to name, I think, hopefully. So, learning Spanish. Use of is not defined. Yeah, we need to import a lot of things. And this one, I will update the speaking, not the learning. Get started, Spanish, continue. I'm speaking English. It doesn't work because it needs to say that the selected language is profile speaking. So if I do Somali, English, continue. Now it's time for the name. And for the name, we need to check if our profiles have full name. So for the name, instead of this pressable, let's add a button, continue. Our mutation is going to be something like this. Mutation, user, we need const user, we need client, Supabase, yeah, Supabase. We're gonna update the full, I think on the database it was full underscore name. And we take this mutate and we say, hey, here we want to mutate with a name, maybe .trim, and to redirect to maybe back home, because that's the last step, right? So, get started, Spanish, for example, English. The button on the speaking is not imported from where it's supposed to be. So let's do import button. What? Get started. Next. What's her name? Same here with a name. This button should come from Vadim. Continue. And something happened. But what I need to do is maybe in the name, I need to also do storage.setItem sync, and we're gonna have to set that the onboarding is complete. If storage get item sync dot Just a question, how can you work on something for so long, almost non-stop? and do you think you can compete with Duolingo? Working for long, like it's about like if you believe in the idea, because before, like when yesterday, it was a bit harder for me to work for longer because the idea was a bit not clear for me, like if it's going to be successful. But with this one, I'm pretty happy, and I don't even feel like how it goes. So now it worked, and here on the home screen, what I can do is instead of that ID on the profile, I can go into the index. I have data about the profile, and instead of this, I can do full name. Not user, but profile dot full name by dim. And let's do here class name text semi-bold, and let's do text center. And maybe padding 4. Learning Spanish and German. And if I sign out, what happened when I signed out? Do you know? I don't. It's a kind of an empty screen. Because of what? Because in the layout. That's interesting, but if I reload, I'm all come here. I can do sign in, I can choose the account. And I believe I should not go to onboarding. It's just initializing client, because I have already completed the onboarding. The data about me is already here. So I have a full name, I have a language that I'm learning, and so on. And I can take this information, and when creating an agent, and the agent is created, I think, from a component called something with AI. Control AI button. Instead of here Vadim, I'm going to take it from profile dot name or full name. And for this one, I still have to probably add it later. But now I think it's going to take it. So if I change here the name to Bill, and if I will reload my application, and if I say hello, I should be greeted with what's my name and what's your mission. If I do that, he doesn't know my name. Why he doesn't know my name? Console log profile. Maybe it's still loading the profile. Yeah, yep. Use query is loading. So I'm gonna do here if is loading. I'm not gonna do anything because it was, while it was loading, it didn't know like what name of a profile it had. What's my name? Your name is Bill. Yes, now he knows what's my name. Perfect. And if I change here the language that I am speaking, Somali, learning French, and I go back, I'm not sure if it's going to reload the agent. Actually, I think I need to reload the application for this to take effect. Reinitialize the agent. Hola. So I'm probably should return is French, if that's correct. Yeah, because French and Somali. Okay, perfect, guys. So I'm very happy with what we have. I think it's time to end the stream, but I'm back excited about this application. I will think until tomorrow like what's going to be the strategy to launch it, because it involves a lot of moving pieces with the backend, with the AI, with everything else. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to finish the last details, and we are going to do this live. If you enjoy this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot. And let me know how you are going to use them, the things that you saw today, like with AI, with chatting and so on, in your applications. Thanks again, StreamChat, for sponsoring this video. It's a really pleasure working with StreamChat and seeing how everything comes together in this chatting experience. And they allow me to think about like features and not think about like the infrastructure, and think about like how the chatting actually works. So that's really nice. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day for this language learning application. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna have something ready to us to start submitting to the stores. And the last reminder, don't forget we have a hackathon running, and if you want to participate, there is still time. Even if you haven't signed up yet, you can do it. All you have to do is build an application and launch it to App Store or Play Market, and you have a chance of winning these amazing prizes. And more information about the hackathon is at notjust.dev. And if you want to learn and master React Native and Expo development, check out React Native Mastery, the course that we launched a couple of weeks ago, very fresh out of the oven. You can find it at notjust.dev/React Native Mastery. All right, thank you guys for being here with me live, helping with advice. I'll